Hey guys, King Swamp here again. Today's video I will be talking about Ark's penguin, the Kairuku. Now the Kairuku is kind of like the Arctic version of the dodo. They have the same behavior, mannerisms. You can pick them up, as I just did or driplup here. They lay the same grade of eggs, and they take the same basic kibble. So let's go ahead and find them, and I can show you how to tame one. Now they have very low health, so we are going to bring a long neck rifle with some tranquilizer darts. This way, we won't kill it when we try to tame it, because if we try to use a crossbow or our fists, their HP is so low that we will most likely kill it by accident. So the tranquilizer darts in a long neck rifle deal the least amount of damage, but give the most amount of torpor. And that's what we're looking for. So on the island... Oops, sorry. So on the island, the penguins only spawn up north in the snow, naturally. So if you're just starting out and you don't have a flyer, and if you're based on the southern point of the map, you would have to build a raft and kind of hug the coastline with your raft until you get to the snow. And there's one specific island that I'm going to fly to where the only thing that spawns there are the penguins. You also want to bring some fur armor, depending on how low your fortitude is, because it will be really cold. Bring a torch. And then we can see this large iceberg here with some oil rocks on it, and we can see a penguin colony. And here they all are. Now the penguins, they spawn with babies. They're like the first dinosaur creature in Ark to where its baby forms can be found in the wild. So we're gonna find one that we want to tame. Level 10. We want to tame an adult because the babies are going to be weaker, and we don't feel like feeding the babies to adulthood. We want to have the adult right away. Level 25. Level 65. I think the level 65 is going to be our best bet. Level 90, even better. Alright. So once we start firing on the penguin, they're going to try to run for the water. They are slow on land, but very fast in the water. So we want to stop that from happening. Alright, penguins down in one shot. That's how, depending on the grade of your long neck rifle, will depend on how much torpor it will deal. The one I'm using is one of the best qualities. So if you're using a basic one, it might take more than 1 or 2 shots. But be careful, if you do headshots on it, it will take more damage. So the way I usually do it is I'll do 1 headshot and then I'll look how bloody the penguin is afterwards. If there's too much blood on it, it means that health is really low. So I would wait about 8 seconds before the next shot, and I would do a body shot instead of hitting it in the head, because hitting it in the head would probably kill it again. Alright, so we're going to put some kibble in there. No predators ever spawn on this little iceberg here, on this ice float. So nothing's going to interrupt your tame. Unless you're playing PvP and another player comes on here and decides to mess with you. So in the bottom right corner of my screen, there's a ice cube with red around it. That means the temperature is freezing and I'm losing health per second because I'm not warm enough. If I pull out my torch, it'll make me warmer, but it's still not enough. I didn't bring fur armor. I'm wearing flak armor, which does not help with the cold at all. Flak armor is more damage reduction against physical combat than it is against the elements. But the penguin should be tamed before I freeze to death. While it's taming, another benefit that the penguin has to offer without you taming it is you can kill them, especially with a dino, and they will give you organic polymer. Organic polymer is pretty much, it acts just like the polymer resource, except it has a spoil timer. But if you have any recipe that requires polymer, which all late game items and scuba equipment cost polymer to make, you could easily just use the organic polymer as a substitute. I call it the poor man's poly. Baby Kairuku can be harvested for raw prime meat. So anytime if you need polymer and you're on the island, just come to this little iceberg and kill some penguins. Alright. Penguin's tamed. She is a girl. What to name her? I'll think of a name on the way back to base. I don't want to freeze to death just thinking of a name. Oh, let me land and get the kibble off of her. I don't want her to eat all the kibble. Land somewhere safe. Most dangerous parts of the snow. don't want to land in front of some wolves or a Tyrannus. Alright. So right off the bat, once you have a tamed penguin, they act as a mobile heater. Being close to them will, especially if your base is in the cold, it will provide some insulation. And they do stack. So right now, the penguin I'm holding isn't preventing me from freezing to death. But if I have a base and I have a few penguins standing around the base, it will increase the warmth inside. So if you're building your base where it gets cold often and you don't have the best fur armor yet, or you're tired of keeping a campfire or your fireplace lit, tame some penguins and just have them standing around there. They'll keep you warm. And like I said, that effect stacks, so the more penguins that you have, the warmer you'll be. In addition, they have a decent carry weight. So just like with the Dodo and the Listro, you can use them as mobile cabinets, mobile storage containers. They can't really hold a lot of heavy stuff like stone and metal, but they'll hold a ton of hide, a ton of fiber, a ton of thatch. Combat-wise, they're about as useful as a Dodo on land, but they swim really fast in the water. Now, having just a single penguin fight for you underwater isn't really going to do much, but if you have a whole school of penguin, let's say 5 or 6, their damage could add up pretty fast, and they move so fast that larger aquatic dinos are most likely just going to get swarmed and not be able to get in a lot of hits. So if you need to dive underwater for some pearls and you don't have any aquatic dinos to do that yet, Penguin Swarm will help you out. Just don't bring them against a squid or jellyfish. They won't do much against that, but they should be able to take down the sharks. Possibly I don't know. I've never actually tried them against anything else other than the sharks and the manta rays. But that is a poor man's use for diving. And then their eggs, just like the dodo eggs, so that their eggs can be used to make the basic kibble. One thing that the penguin has that the dodo doesn't is it has a equipable head slot. So let's just find a helmet we can give it. Let's give it this miner's helmet. And it could actually wear the helmet. So now the dodo, or excuse me, now the penguin's got a little miner's helmet. And now he's like a mobile flashlight. Having a helmet will also increase their armor. So if you do use them for combat purposes, I do highly recommend that each Kairuku do wear a helmet. That way when they take damage, they'll take, the damage will be reduced. And that's pretty much it for the penguin. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. That is the last tame that we have gone through that eats basic kibble. So the next couple of videos will be for stronger, more tougher to tame dinos and such. So stay tuned. and we'll have some more dino content in the future. King Swamp out.